In the earlier class, we discussed about the fundamental theorem of arithmetic and the problems regarding that, and how to find the LCM and the HCF of the given numbers, and how to find the last digit. And we already discussed all these. Now, let us see the next concept here. Let us read this theorem. Here, what the theorem says here. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. That means you have to consider one rational number so that the decimal expansion should be terminated. That means after the decimal point, the number has an end. Like that, you have to take some numbers. Consider some more numbers, 2.5 and 3.45. You can observe that all these numbers are the terminating decimals because after the decimal point, it has an end. Now, what the theorem says here, then x can be expressed in the form p by q. Then we can express this decimal expansion in the form what? P by q. We can expand it. How we can write? You know that 0.2. How you can write 0.2? You can write it as 2 by. After the decimal point, how many numbers are there? One number is there. So we can write it as 2 by 10. Right? And after that again, this one we can write it as 25 by. After decimal point, only one number is there. We can write it as 25 by 10. And you can see here after the decimal point, how many numbers are there? Two numbers are there. So we can write it as 345 by 100. Now, what the theorem states here. So here, what we consider here, we took one decimal number. That decimal number should be terminated. And after that, what they said here, then we can express that number in the form of p by q. We have expressed that number in the form of p by q. Now what the theorem saying here, then q is of the form 2 power n and 5 power n. Then we can express this denominator in the form 2 power n and 5 power n. Let us express this one. So we can write this one as, after finding these factors, we can write it as this 2 as 2 into 5. Again here also we can write this one as 2 into 5. This one we can write it as 345 by 100. How we can write 100? We can write it as 2 square into 5 square. Because you know that 2 square is 4 and 5 square is 25. 25 into 4 which is 100. So here from this what we can conclude here, if you take any decimal number which should be terminated, then the decimal number can be expressed in the form of p by q and the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. So here you can take any number here. Consider one more number 1.2367. Here this number also we can say that since it is a terminating decimal, by seeing itself we can say that the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n by using this theorem. That means if you have considered any decimal number that should be terminated, then the denominator must be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. Let us express this one. How we can write this one as 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. After decimal point, how many numbers are there? 4 numbers are there. So keep here 4 zeros. So this one you can write it as 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 by. This one you can write it as 10 power 4. So here this one you can write it as 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. After calculation, we will get that value as 10,000. That means if you take any decimal number which terminates, then the decimal number can be expressed in the form of p by q, and that means in the form of the fraction, and the denominator must be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. This is the theorem. Now see the above theorem. What it states here, this is the converse of the before theorem. Here what they are saying here, if you took any number, here what the theorem says, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number. That means you have to take any rational number which is in the form of p by q. Let us take that number 2 by 5 and you can consider here 1 by 5 and you can consider here 2 by some 16. You can take any number that should be in the form of p by q and such that the prime factorization of q is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. That means you have to consider one fraction such that the denominator should be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. Let us check whether it is in the form of 2 power n or 5 power n. Here you can observe that it is in the form of 5 power n. Now here also it is in the form of 5 power n. Now consider one more number 1 by 2. It is in the form of some 2 Now this one you can write it as 1 by 2 into 5. Here you can observe that we took the fraction such that the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. What is the condition here? The denominator should be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. You should not consider the value 1 by 3 because here the denominator is not in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. Let us consider 1 by 21 or you can consider any number 4 by 21 anything. Here what is the factors of 21 here? 7 into 3. Here you can observe that the denominator is not in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. You have to consider the fractions such that the denominator should be in the form of either 2 power n, 5 power n or 2 power n and 5 power n. Now what the theorem states here? Up to this the condition is satisfied. What the theorem says here, you have to consider one rational number and we took some rational numbers, but what the condition says here, the denominator or the prime factorization of q, that is the denominator, should be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power m. And what the theorem says here, those numbers that x has a decimal expansion which terminates. That means if you took these rational numbers, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. So let us check whether it is a terminating decimal or not. What is terminating decimal? After the decimal point, it has an end. Now consider what is the value of 2 by 5. You can calculate here. You know that you have to keep here decimal point after 0. 5 4 20. So we are getting the value as 0.4. You know that it is a terminating decimal because after the decimal point it has an end. Now see this one. Here you know that this value is 0.2. It is also a terminating decimal. Now see here 1 by 2. What is the value of 1 by 2? You know that it is 0.5 and it is also a terminating decimal. And what is the value of 1 by 10? Which is 0.1. Now here you can observe that after calculating all these fractions, we are getting the result which is nothing but the which is a decimal number and that is a terminating decimal. So from this what we can conclude here, if you have given any decimal number that terminates, we can say that we can express the decimal number in the form of the fraction and the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. This is the theorem says. And what this theorem says, if you take any terminating decimal, we can if you take any fraction, we can express those fractions in the form of the terminating decimal. And what is the condition here? The denominator should be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. So here by seeing the number itself, we can conclude whether it is a terminating decimal or not by doing the prime factorization of the denominator. This is the theorem says. Now here one more theorem says here, if the denominator is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n, then we can say that it is a non-terminating decimal. Consider 1 by 3 here. What is the value of 1 by 3 here? Calculate it. You know that it is nothing but 0.3333 and so on. You can calculate here. So here you need to keep your decimal point. After that here you have to keep 0 and 3 3 is 9. What is the value of 10 minus 9, which is 1? Again you have to keep 0 and 3 3 is 9 and again we are getting the remainder 1. If you go on like this, what will be the answer here? You are getting 0.333 and so on. We know that it is a non-terminating decimal. So from this we can say that if the denominator is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n, then we can say that it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. What the next theorem says here, if the denominator is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n, then we can say that it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. So what are the three theorems we discussed now? The first theorem, what it states here, by using these three theorems we are going to solve the next exercise. What are those theorems? The first theorem says that if you took any decimal number and the terminating decimal, then we can express the terminating decimal in the form of the fraction and the denominator must be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n. This is the first theorem states. And what is the second theorem states here? If you took any rational number and the denominator must be in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, then we get a terminating decimal. You know that it is a terminating decimal. The result should be a terminating decimal. What the third theorem states here, if you took any rational number but if the denominator is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n, then we can say that then it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. So by seeing the number itself we can state whether it is a terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal. Now see the next exercise. Exercise 1.3, first question. Here, what's the question given here? 3/8. This is the question given here. What's the question here given? Write the following rational number in the decimal form. Now, you have to write this rational number in the decimal form and also state whether which are terminating or non-terminating repeating decimal. That means first you have to write this number in the decimal form. After writing this number in the decimal form, you have to state whether it is a terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal. To solve that one, if the we know that we already stated the theorem before. What it states, if the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, then we can say that it is a terminating decimal. Let us see whether we can express this one in the form of 2 power n or 5 power n. For that, we need to find the factors of 8. What are the factors of 8? We can write 8 as 2 cube. Right? So here, what is like here? 2 into 2 into 2, which is nothing but 8. Now here, 2 and with 0, which number you have to multiply here? You have to multiply here with 5 cube. Since we are multiplying here, we are multiplying here also in the numerator. So here at last we get 2 into 5, which is 10. Now we can express this one in the form of the decimal. So here what will get 3 into, what is the value of 5 into 5 into 5, which is nothing but 125. Now here this one you can write it as 2 into 5 whole cube. 2 into 5, which is 10. So we got it here. Now multiply this one. What will get? 5 is 15, which is nothing but 1. 3 to 6 plus 1, which is 3, and 3 ones 3. 375. Now after multiplying, what you will get here? 10 cube, which is nothing but 1000. So we got here 0.375. And after calculation, what we got? 0.375. Now here, since after the decimal point it has an end, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. So what kind of decimal it is? It is a terminating decimal. There is no need to do all this calculation, but in the question they asked that just express this rational number in the form of the decimal, so that we have expanded this one. But here, just by seeing itself, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. How? Because if you take 3/8, we can write this one as 3/2 cube. Since the denominator is in the form of 2 power n, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. By seeing itself, we can say, but in the question they asked to express this fraction in the form of the decimal, so that we have done all these calculations. Now see the second question. Second question you can do in the same way. Now see the third question, 4 1/5. Here they have written this one in the form of a mixed fraction. First convert into the proper fraction. What you get here? 5 into 4, which is 20, plus 1, which is 21/5. You know that it is a terminating decimal because here the denominator is in the form of some 5 power n. But here you need to find the decimal point. So here which number you have to multiply? 2 has to get 10. You need to multiply with 2. So that you are getting 5 into 2, which is 10. Here also multiply with 2. So what we get here? 21 into 2, which is 42/10. So we can say that it is 4.2, which is a terminating decimal. here what it states here, just you have to do the prime factorization of the denominator. If the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, we can state that it is a terminating decimal. Otherwise, we can say that it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. Now, see the second question. Some questions are given. You can do it as the homework. See the second one. What the second question says here, without performing division. Here there is no need to do division. Just state whether it is a terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal by seeing the fraction itself. See the first one, 13/3125. To say whether it is a terminating decimal or not, just what we have to do, we need to find the factorization of 3125. So find the factorization of 3125. In which table it will get cancelled? 5, 5 6 30. So 1 will remain, 5 2s 10 and 25. And again it is divisible by 5, 5 1s and 5 2s and 5 5s. Again it is divisible by 5. What will get? 5 2s 10. Again 5 5s 25. 5 5s. Again 5 1s. So how many 5s are there? We got it here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one you can write it as 5 power 5. So here, since the denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. Here write, since the denominator is of the form 2 power n and 2 power n 5 power n, it is an terminating decimal. Just you need to find the factorization of the denominator. If it is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, we can say that it is a terminating. Otherwise, it is non-terminating repeating decimal. See one more question. 11/12. What is our first step? We need to find the factors of 12. What is the factors of 12? Which is nothing but 3 into 2 square. So we have written 12 as a prime factorization. So what will get? 3 into 4, which is 12. Here you can observe that the denominator is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n. Here you can observe that it is not of the form 2 power n and 5 power n. So we can say that it is an which decimal? Non-terminating repeating decimal. Okay. Here, if the denominator is of the form 2 power n and 5 power n, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. Otherwise, we can state it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. Now, see the third question. Here, what the third question says here, write the following rational numbers in decimal form. You need to write these rational numbers in the decimal form. What the third question saying here, the first one, 13/25. To write this number in the decimal form, you need to find the prime factorization of the denominator. So how do you write this one? You can write it as 5 square. Since we need to write in the form of the decimal form, which number you need to multiply here? You need to multiply here with 2. So here multiply with 2 square. Since here we are multiplying, in the numerator also we have to multiply with 2 square. What will get here? 13 into 4. And here you can write this one as 5 into 2 whole square. You know that AB whole square is nothing but A square into B square. So what you will get here? 4 3 is 12, 2 1 and you will get 52. What is the value of 5 into 2? Which is 10. 10 square. Now what you will get? 52/100. This one you can write it as 0.52. Here you can observe that after the decimal point it has an end. So we can say that it is a terminating decimal. At last write it is a terminating decimal. Just you have to check the denominator and after that, after after doing the prime factorization, you have to state whether it is an terminating decimal or not by seeing the denominator. If it is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power n, we can say that it is a terminating decimal. Otherwise, it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. See one more question in this 15 by 16. What is our first step? You need to find the factors of 16. What is the factors of 16? You know that it is 2 power 4. If you want to calculate, you can do like this. It will become 2 8 16, and after that 2 4s and 2 2s. How many times 2 is repeating here? 4 times. So you can write this one as 2 power 4. Which number you need to multiply here? So that you have to get the denominator as 10. You need to multiply here with 5. Here 5 power 4 into here 5 power 4. So here 15 into, what is the value of 5 power 4? You know that 5 into 5, which is 25. 25 5 is 125, and 125 5 is 625. So here write 625 5. Here you can write it as 10 power 4. And after calculation, what you will get? 625 into 15. You need to calculate the value of 625 into 15. So what you will get here? 5 5 is 25, and again 5 2 is 10, which is 12. 6 5 is 30, which is 31. Now you need to multiply with 1. So what you will get here? 625. 5 7 3 9. So we got here 9375 by 1000. 10,000. After that, what is the calculation after doing this one? We got 0.9375. You know that here you can observe that after the decimal point it has an end. So we can say that it is an terminating decimal. Here the fourth question you have already done in your 9th class. Just you have to express the given decimal number in the form of the fraction. If it is an terminating decimal, you need to keep and you need to count after the decimal point how many numbers are there, and you need to keep here zeros. And after that one more problem is given, which is in the form of the repeating decimal, that you have to find the periodicity and you have to follow the process. From this exercise 1.3 completed. In the tomorrow session we are going to discuss irrational numbers.